Hello everyone, I am Nitin Kumar. So this is the very first episode of building AI agent from scratch. AI is changing everything, but most people still don't know how this model actually works. So in this series, we are going from absolute basics all the way to building real agents, tools, and production systems. And today in episode one, we make our first OpenAI call. No fluffs, no hype, just practical understanding. Yeah, let's begin. So yeah, before we touch any code, let's understand one thing clearly. What exactly is an LLM? LLM is a large language model. Sounds complicated, but the core idea is surprisingly simple. An LLM is basically a system trained to predict the next most likely word. So in more technical jargon, we can say token. Let's keep it simple. Let's say next most likely next word. What's it? Let's say you have used maybe ChatGPT, Claude, or any other system like AI systems. So you type in the system like the sky is, and next model predict blue. And if you say then you something right, okay, help me to write a small poem. So it's generate token by token. So mostly all these systems that we have used, so models like GPT, Claude, Gemini, all work on this fundamental principle, predicting next token. Of course, they are trained on massive amount of internet text, books, code, conversation, and documents. But why they sound intelligent? Uh, because they are trained on such fashion, so they can understand what your intention and how to respond. So there are different phases of training. That's slightly more complex things, but let's stay to the basic thing. All this magic is happening. What is underneath? It's a prediction. So they are predicting the next token, next word. Now, the most important question becomes, how do we talk to this brain? So LLM sort of behave like a brain from our Python code. That's our sort of the thing we are going to. So uh, do you that's we'll consider the LLM as a brain in our agent or any system. So how we are going to programmatically going to call this thing. So yeah. And then next big thing is AI agent. So now people throw around the world AI agent is everywhere, AI agent is eating job. Lot of things are happening here. But let's simplify it. An LLM alone can only talk. It generates text. That's all. But once we connect the LLM to tool, memory, APIs, web search, databases, code execution, now it's actually do the things, and that become an agent. So when LLM use the agents, tools, memory API, combine this system, become an agent. Like LLM just give an answer. So we are going to talk about these things slightly later. But so as of now, think about LLM as a brain, and these are the agents and tools that we have, and the actions they are going to take. In this stage, we gradually build towards a full AI agent, but today, just the brain. Plain input, plain output, just the first principle we are going to learn. Uh, how do we talk to an LLM? That's the other thing. Like Jensen, we will use the Python and also. For this course, you need very basic understanding about the Python coding. Very simply one, we will go structure thing by thing. Uh, the AI model is not only running on your laptop; it's running on an open server because we are going to call the API. There can be different system. In future we will host our model into our local system and then we'll use it. But yeah, as of now we are going to use some open AI models. Uh, how does your communicate with that OpenAI server through an API? Let's think like a restaurant. So the waiter is let's think as a API and LLM is the staff. So your code sends a request like you order something through the waiter. It's reached to the chef. They whatever customization you mention about, what the things you mention about your food preferences, you tell to the waiter, and then waiter go and explain this thing to chef, and then you get an proper dish that you have. So that's the things work. We call the LLM call. we do the LLM call, we ask the question, we uh, send to the OpenAI server, and then it gives they have the hosted LLMs, and then it gives the out. So OpenAI process whatever input we are sending it, and they send the response. We call it a API response. Uh, it's this whole communication happens over the internet, and the crazy part is you only need a few lines of Python code. That's That's the thing we are going to build today. So what will happen? You first build a very sort of a Python script, and like very small thing like how you are going to create the client and all. Then you will create this as a sort of a request, your OpenAI token call up and for authorization. I will go through, and then model generate response token by token, word by word. It's extremely fast, and then we will see how these things are doing. So what we are going to do today, first we'll sort of a work with the Jupyter notebook, run some basic codes, and then go to the terminal, how to get your first API, and we will start writing very initial code in Python, and then we'll see how this LLM works. Okay, let's let's very first thing go to the how to get the our API. So we will go to OpenAI API platform. So first thing where you need to go, and then OpenAI platform. Uh, Here you will get an option, create API key. So you just type your key name, yeah, something what you're going to use, and then if you click on it, it will generate a alphanumeric string. You will get this string as a key. Treat as this is a password for authentication. You just copy it somewhere. Don't say on the public this is your password for calling the API. Treat it as API, and how you are going to sort of set up into your system. So the thing is, if you are going to use sort of a, let's say, MacBook or anything, so you just use simple, let's say, this command. So you just go to your system in your terminal and run this command: export OpenAI API and your key. This is partial, definitely. I'm not showing my full key, but this is slightly longer key that we have. And if you are using your, let's say, your Windows machine, for Mac on Ubuntu, it will work the previous query. But let's say if you are running to your Windows system, you will run setx OpenAI key equal to your whatever key you have. So after setting up this key, you will be ready with the key. And how will you check? So let's check. So first we will import the OS, because we are going to interact a lot of the OS related things, and then we'll use this from OpenAI. Now OpenAI import OpenAI. That's the thing. After importing this OpenAI package, and we'll first create the client to communicate. So client to OpenAI. So we first need to set this OpenAI client. So now I'll run in my backend system. I'll run my OpenAI key. Say restart and check if it's getting. So we have set it up this OpenAI by that command. So for loading command, we will use this from dot environment load dot env. And if we run this query, so this will whatever we gave the key name OpenAI API key. So it will load from the environment, from the file that we have set it up the environment variables. And after running this, the our client will be ready. So you can see, okay, it's running very well. Now let's do a very quick sanity check. Is API key is working? So let's say if not os dot get env get env get env, and my variable name is OpenAI OpenAI key, whatever key. So if it doesn't get OpenAI key, So let's say raise system error or system exit, and then system exit. So and with saying OpenAI failing, I think it will fail. So let's just see OpenAI call fail. So it will fail because I have this spelling error now. But let's see if the system will raise an error. It's running. Okay. Let's just fix it. If I do it, it's working fine. Now we don't have any error. So that means OpenAI call is working now. So our system is fetching the variable from our environment and then it's running. Okay, now come to the next part. How we are going to call this thing. So let's say we are getting this thing in response. So response and then user client dot responses and then let's create a mm, create dot create and we are going to use whatever model we are going to use model parameter and let's say GPT 5 mini 5 mini and let's say our question. So we are going to ask input is uh, explain let's say API call in one sentence and if we run it OpenAI has no response. Okay, we need to response. Sorry, spelling error. It's running, and now let's see if we printed the response. Print and so we are going to use response dot model text output text, and then if we say print. So an API is a request sent to an API endpoint of one parameter. So this is working. Now we know our API call is working. Let's say test it again. If we can ask the question, what is a very simple question? What is an LLM? Let's ask this question. Verify is it working or not. Okay, it's give pretty long answer because I didn't ask it in one sentence, two sentence. It's give me pretty good answer. So now let's we run this thing. Can we run this thing into our terminal? So let's go into code because we are not going to use the notebook in our environment. So let's say I copied this to my this hello world, and this is the code. We send importing all the libraries and then responses and then question and one set API call. So this is the code, and let's do the Python 01 hello world. If I run it, it should just give me the response, nothing else. Just click it. Yeah, it's giving me the response. Now let's go to the my sort of a. Now we got our response from the LLM. Now let's focus on how we can get more detailing about the response that we are getting it. So now let's deep dive into more the things. We have the client ready. So we got the response. Can we get what actually we are getting in response? So we know in response or text we got. So let's just print the what is in that object. So if I say print my response, it will print a huge thing. So we have a lot of things, and if we just say dot is can it work? Working. Response doesn't have the key, so okay, it's not a key is not taking. So let's go into more detail. So what we can do, we know response has this ID and response dot model we have, and we can get this thing. So let's say if I just printed response dot ID, oh, I got my object ID, and if I just print response dot model, which model I am calling it? It's using GPT-5 mini, and this is the deployment date that the model that got deployed into OpenAI server. And let's say if I need to check my status, what is that completed or not. So there are a lot of values, but let's go into more structured way. Parent, if I can use, let's convert this my output into response object into my JSON object. Let's say import JSON to converting, and then I will do JSON dot load. So JSON dot first let's dump into JSON dot dumps, JSON dot dumps, and then I will use all the items that I have in my thing. So let's say item item dot in my model dump, iterating on it for item in response dot output. So that what is the response I'm getting it. So what is the response dot output? This is the thing I'm getting is response dot output. So I'm iterating each things in it, each item in it, and then just for better identification, I just do the intent to, and then what is my default is uh, string. So let's run it. Okay, the item is not defined because I made the spelling error. Intent in invalid key argument. Okay, okay. Okay. Oh, we have already closed our bracket. Okay, sorry, my bad. Okay, what I got now. So I got this first thing is the object information, what I'm getting it. So I'm using reasoning model. This is my object ID. And what are the things? Now I got my response thing. So this message. So if you say there's a message in starting and there is a response. So this is a response object and this is a message object. So what are things I'm getting? So this is the content in this one where text is there and type output text is there. Log probabilities if I'm getting out of it. No. And then this is the role that assistant or system status is completed. Type is a message. And these are the things I'm getting out of this my data. Okay. Now I got this thing. Can I get in more beautiful way in my terminal? Let's because our target not just to do this into notebook. Let's convert all the code I have already converted. Inspect response. So this is the code that we are using it. Response. I asked to greet in three languages. Uh, and then this is the first it will print the response dot output text, and then it will print individually that we are showing model dot id, response dot model status, users input token, output token. If we see in the users object, and then it will same dump into my JSON object, and then let's run it now. If I run it, it will take some couple of seconds, and then let's see how it's come. Okay, I got it. So if I say is I get hello, hula, and I think this is maybe Arabic or some other language. I'm not sure. So yeah, this is the third language that it just gave hello, and this is the response ID model completed and all. So this is actually about the response object. Now let's see my output. So this is my output. So this is again the response part, and this is the message. So what is the message I'm getting? So this is the text, and this is the role system, and now we discuss. Now the other thing is now we are saying the input token and output token. So if we use this users dot input token, users dot output token, we will get number of tokens it's consumed while our query and then into our output. So this is the second part. Now we know what our model is spitting, what is the in response. So can we do some more better job, or like I just want to ask a question in a better format because I already passing my question into this hard coded one. Can I do this question in outside? Let's do it. So let's define my question. Let's say is a text. What is LLM? I'll take the same question. So what is LLM? And I'm going to ask the same question. And again, we need to change our response thing. So what I need to change? I'll just go to this thing, Let's copy it just for faster one. So we will not do this pass as a string. So first we will pass definitely a model name what we're going to use. Next we will use the instructions. So instructions will be, let's say we can have multiple instructions, but for our case, let's say explain act, or you are a what a you are a, let's say, school teacher, explain the concept to a 5-year kid. I gave this instruction to my model, act as a school teacher, explain the concept to a 5-year-old kid. And my input will be, let's say, what will be my input? I have the question that I defined on top. Now, if I just run this one, and let's see if I just print my response dot my output text. While it's running, I'm just doing output text. Okay. Now it's came me. So LLM means large language. Think about smaller things like robot, friend made of words. It's live in a computer, and then it's giving me more details. So now I'm understanding. It lives in a computer. You read a lot of that things. And now if I change my, let's say, my role, again, if I change my role to a different thing, you are a, uh, let's say, a AI scientist, explain the concept to a researcher, let's say, or a search caller. If I run it, um, so if I made very small mistake in the even the typing, LLM can understand pretty well. So I ask this question, and then let's see how the response is coming up. It's running, doing the API call to the OpenAI server and getting the response. Then by end of this thing, we will see our response. Uh, Equivalent, okay. It's gave more detailing one. So now it's not a very simple thing. It's a neural network, typically transformer. What is the training loss? It got used. What are the token component like pre-training, fine-tuning, inferencing, prompting, in context learning. All the detailing one, limitation of phrase, practical variation, suggestion. So it gave huge detail, in-depth detail, like what are the readings can you can read. Attention GPT paper, bird paper, scaling law paper, uh, this paper, RLHF paper, chain of thought paper, all the details it need to get out of this. So now we can we run this thing by let's say into our terminal. Again, let's do this thing. So here, and if I run in, I have this question, Python 03 uh, with instructions that I passed. So ask like a scientist, and then what it does respond. So it gave me large language model, deep neural network, typically transformer, because I asked under the fourth sentence in my instruction, my code, as you can see, cat 03, it's a, you are a physics professor and be precise, correct temper. So this is the thing I asked. So let's say if I ask this question again, uh, let's see, will the answer same? Uh, More or less same, but it's not guaranteed. It will come a same answer. So this is sort of the thing how we are going to use our LLM and how this LLM behave. How first we learned what is the LLM, what is the role of LLM in agent, and then we deep dive into how to create for our API call, and then we move to uh, check the responses. how we are receiving responses, how model is generating response, what is the how we can check the status. We will use these things in future to get an idea about the status and all. And then what are the text we are getting back, how to read it, how to interpret it, and how it's working. And then we move to the next level to get, okay, if we assign the different type of role or instruction, how it will behave for the same question. So that was the first introduction that I gave to you. So hopefully you have enjoyed the video, you have learned something out of it. And yeah, see you in the next video. Thank you so much.